And we are back to our jetty. Today, with my new fan installed, I can run at a very sensible sort of time. Yes, good. What? I don't understand. Anyway, we're going to finish off the jetty thing today, I think. I need to do a little bit more with the sides of that, I'm thinking. And do something with that fountain that I remembered existed. And I think once I've done that, I might move on. I know, shocking, isn't it? I might move on from this Victorian area. I think I've done basically everything I wanted to do with it. I can't really think of anything else I want to do with it at the moment. If I think of something, I can come back to it. But I think I want to move on to pirate area, so I'm gonna do that. First though, let's just finish off the jetty. So we're gonna start with editing this building here. I'm gonna make it a lot longer, and it's going to turn into the side like that, just to go into the sea a little bit, or maybe. Ooh. Now I think I might have it sort of curve around here a little bit, towards the little roundabouty bit there, just to sort of close off this bit a little. So if you're down here, then you sort of can't see too much in of these bits over here. I'm gonna get rid of all of those slines. That's not a word. The signs here, they don't fit in at all, and I don't like them anymore. And they're going to be just replaced with the same sort of thing I did over there, which is hats and balloons. Just going to do a similar thing to that. And this one is chief beef, so beef, just beef. Get some beef here, and change the text to like that. Okay. That, to me, is now much more in keeping with the theme. I didn't really like the other ones. I was going through editing that episode and I was just like, I hate this so much. So that is now looking much better. I think I need something there. Some trees, maybe. I will get back to the jetty in a minute, honestly. I think I just need to partition bits off now, because things aren't looking quite right. So I'm going to go with... I'll stick with fir trees. No, not fir trees, sorry. Let's go on to nature. Well, I could stick some alpine fir trees. No, I need big trees. They're quite big. They don't feel quite right. Sycamore trees. Ah, that's very British. Some sycamore trees. So, sycamore trees. Yes, I'm going to build them off each other. I can just sort of live around here. Yeah, this is just to kind of calm, because there's a big gap really in the areas. I just need to calm that down a little bit, make that look a little bit more friendly, sort of like there's not a massive. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, there's not a massive sort of thing over there. Fuck me, why is this game so pretty? Yeah, so now it doesn't look like there's just a massive bit of park over there, so there's a bit more to it, which is quite nice. So how does that look like if you're coming off from the ride? That looks quite fun. Might put something over there on the hill maybe as a bit of point of interest. But, yeah. This is looking pretty fun at the moment. So yeah, I just need to do something to this, if I remember correctly. So I want sort of curving walls, I think. But I don't want I don't want castle type walls. I just want a curved wall. If I have one bit of wall there, then that, and then some wall down the other side, that could work. I think that could work quite nicely. And then just have it two over here, and then over, no, not you, over here like that to there, then put another bit there, and then over again with the 4-meter wall to match up like that. How would that look? And that looks to me like it could work quite well. Yes, I'm going to do that. So yeah, let's just build the rest of that again on the other side. There, like that. So do I want those to be the sort of same height as that, or do I want it to be not as high? Well, let's do 2 layers up first and see where we go from there. Okay, that's quite square looking, but I can sort of deal with that if I put so you and you followed by, no, that's not going to work like that. Really do just kind of need a what is the, oh okay, it's the size of the arch. Do you kind of need a 2-bit, like a 2 square long arch, but that's not going to happen, so I'll do it like that just to add a bit more curvature to it. And there, and there. Okay, so I've just got the corners to fill out. That is probably as close as I'm going to get, really. So it's that or nothing. Looks slightly odd, and there's a little bit of there's a little gap. Yeah, for some reason there's a little gap. That is as close as we're going to get. I don't really like that, but well, I think the 2-meter one is just basically it's the same piece but without those cutouts. So I think I'll just stick with the 2-meter pieces like that. That doesn't look quite like I wanted it to, but that's still not too bad. It certainly looks more rounded than it did a minute ago. I think I've decided that I'm going to, during this series, talk about some other stuff while I'm building, because I cut out a lot of silences or just faffing, and I don't really get a chance to talk properly on this channel really about sort of my views on the world. Not gonna go into huge detail about my views on the world because you probably won't agree with me, and frankly, whatever, it's not worth it. So what I kind of like is just a sort of, if there's something worth talking about, then I think I'd like to discuss it on this series at the very least, which would be a nice thing to do. They need to be further down. Yeah, so I don't know, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to discuss in the world because, you know, politics and all that kind of shit. I would say I'm interested in politics. Infuriates the hell out of me, especially recently. But yeah, I think talking about stuff like that would be certainly an interesting thing to do. So yeah, why not? Not politics today. Today I'm going to talk about a game I've been playing, and it's because it's a Nintendo game. I can't do a video on it because I can't be asked to sign up to their creator thing. It's not worth the hassle, even though I'm not monetizing it and it's on DS and I don't know how to record DS games. So yes, there are many reasons why I haven't recorded this game, but I've put 40 hours into it, so it can't be that bad. The game is Pokemon Moon, specifically in my case, and frankly, it is one of the best Pokemon games we've had in years. It's not perfect, obviously. There are still quite a few things that I would change about it, chief among which being one particular system which involves Oh, is there no way to... Are you fucking serious? Can you not cover up that little triangle? Are you motherfuckers? Oh no, that's horrible. Why would you do that? Oh, that's the worst thing. Like, oh, there's... Fuck everything. Oh, that's terrible. Ugh. Oh, that's really annoying. My one major gripe with it, it's not a perfect game. There's a couple of things wrong with it. It's sort of the stagnation of the franchise. You know, you can tell it's been around for a while. There's a couple of mechanics that I maybe change or update, or just maybe do something completely different and put a fresh spin on it. But as it stands, I'm not going to hate the mechanics for being them, because they're very well polished and they work very well. But the one mechanic they brought in that I cannot stand in Pokemon Sun and Moon is the SOS battle mechanic. This is a mechanic whereby wild Pokemon can call in support, and it's not implemented as well as it could be, really, because this, if you have a Pokemon call in help, it doesn't always work, but when it does work, they just get free help. They can attack that turn and they just get a free a guy or another Pokemon of the same or a similar type coming in to help, which strikes me as slightly unfair, because you end up in the situation where fuck off, because of the way this system works. Oh, that's what control does. I didn't know that. Because of the way this system works, you can end up in a situation where it keeps calling in help every turn. It doesn't waste an attack to call in the help. It does it at the end of the turn, so it just brings in help like that, like nothing. And if you make one of them faint that turn, the other one can call in help the same turn. So that's kind of a broken mechanic to me already. That's very much sort of unfair on a lot of levels. It's very infuriating, and you can waste a lot of good moves on one battle. There is certain points in the game where it makes sense. There are things called, because there's no gyms in this one, they've changed that formula a little bit. It's now a sort of island challenge, and it works on, it's not just battles, there's various little challenge things that you get involved with over the course of the game. And a lot of these things involve beating what's called totem Pokemon, which have a special, it's a sort of Z power thing, which is introduced in another mechanic where you can use special moves and loads of faff. I am earning a lot of money on this park, okay. And basically it means that it's a special thing that you have to beat to complete some of the trials, which is, you know, that's fine, that works. I have no problem with that. But that's where it makes sense for the SOS mechanic to work in these sort of boss battle type things, in quotation marks, which you can't see. But in normal battles and the way it's implemented, I'm not a fan. I know why some people like it and why it's there. It is for EV grinding, or effort values, which affect the stats on level ups. But I think it should be an option. There is an item to make it happen more frequently, and I think that should sort of be the standard thing, really, rather than like it should be a standard of maybe it can either only do it once per battle, or it can maybe or it can't do it without the item, or it takes a turn to do it. Either way, the mechanic's a little bit broken as it is, so it definitely needs some changes done to it for it to work for me. It could work, because there's items that go, oh, it's more likely for a Pokemon to call in help. Well, why isn't it just either it doesn't do that or it does it once, like per battle, and then if you want to do the EV grinder, you can use this item which you can find. Like that would make a lot more sense to me. Well, it sounds like I hate it, and I really don't. I don't hate the game at all. The game is incredibly competently made, and I've played it for about 40 hours, so it can't be that bad. And it's currently on standby on my 3DS to play when I'm done recording this and I go and have my lunch. So, you know, it's not a bad game, and I've ordered the other game because I want to play the campaign again, and there's reasons why I don't want to restart this one because you can't transfer the Pokemon over to the storage thing until January when the update for some fiddly reason. I don't get that, but as obviously reasons. But it's a really good game, and yeah, if you are a fan of Pokemon, you're going to enjoy the update. No, not that. The update to the formula, because it changes a lot of things in not a bad way. And if you are a newcomer to the series, then it's probably the best one to start out with, because it's all sort of, it's there, it's explained well, and like it's challenging enough, whereas maybe the ones from the last generation weren't challenging at all. I didn't find them difficult. That might just be me, but I've heard a lot of people say very similar things, that they didn't find it challenging at all. So make of that what you will. Yeah, aside from that, my other gripe is that it is a little bit too like there's a very slow start on the game, and I would maybe change that to have maybe go a bit quicker, or fuck's sake, have it in such a way that you could skip all the tutorializing if you played it before. I think Jim Sterling, if I remember rightly, said a similar thing in his review of the game, and I pretty much agree with that. I think I've been playing Pokemon games for most of my life, and I know how it works. I don't need Nintendo to tell me how it works. So yeah, that's one thing that I would certainly change if I could. But other than that, it's a good game. It's very good for newcomers. It's very good for the veterans of the franchise. It's a good addition. All the new Pokemon. There's no particular ones that make me go, oh, what a shit idea. So yeah, go and play it and you'll probably enjoy it, is basically my message from this. So there we go. That was my little talky section that I fancied doing, and I hope that came out well. I wonder how much of that will make it into the edit. We'll see, and hopefully if I think that went well, I'll do one next time, maybe on a lot of the surveillance laws that are coming in, which I have a lot of things to say on that subject. Into about there, that's a bit better. And oh, they're all off the ground. How useful. Oh, well, at least it told me. Or at least I noticed. Yeah, that's a bit high off the ground. No, the building's not floating, it's just that it looks yeah, slightly odd, because there's a slight bit of the underground on this side, because it's all it was slightly high on the other side. That was it. I remember now. So I've done that. Then let's do the pillars on the other side. Yes, I decided in the time between recording the last episode and this episode that I've not been creative enough in my building. I've relied a bit too much on various outside influences and maybe not done enough for some of the buildings. So I'm hoping to remedy that, and this is kind of the start of that, really. Yeah, these pillars are massively off, but while you're actually looking at it, you can't really tell, so it's not the end of the world. Is that one slightly floating? That one is slightly floating. That one's definitely floating. So how's that starting to look? That's starting to look quite fun, actually. I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. There, and then Oh, beautiful. 1 and 2. There, like that. Nice. I'm actually really pleased with that. Oh, that looks really pretty, and you can just sort of see the ship behind there, and you're like, ooh, what's going on? And you'll be going around the fountain that I'm going to build soon. And then you're down onto this bit here, which holds no purpose, so no one's ever going to go to. But I like it, so that's kind of the point.